One of the biggest issues, it has to do with the Mediterranean program that's running on this planet, is relationship with money. Money has been a way to control and suck power from ourselves, and we do it to ourselves as well. Now, we all have to deal with money. Money's not going to go away, blow away in the wind, and all the Illuminati structures are not going to disappear overnight with all of this. It's our job to choose how we're going to have a relationship with that. It's almost like poking holes in the net, where the more we focus on the money, the further away it runs. It's like chasing a butterfly. That you try to sneak up on it with the net. Oh, I got it this time. And actually you find you don't, because it flies faster than you do. One of the tricks to manifesting when it involves money is to first of all analyze what is the emotional experience that if you have that money that you're really trying to create. Money is simply just a symbol for power. And when we feel we need money, it's just saying we need power to create something. So look at what, if you had the money, what would you do first? And then look at that. Because what you really, when people go after money and feel so deprived and scared because the money isn't there, a lot of us go, oh my God, I won't be able to pay my rent, and I'll have nowhere to live, and you know, get in that whole survival thing. Yes, if you don't have the money to pay your rent in this system, you will probably get evicted, you know, and you will probably live on the street. You don't have to go there with it. What are you looking for in enough money to pay your rent? Security and stability, right? A pleasant, calm, stable environment where you can be in your own space and have a little piece of the world the way you're comfortable with it. Look at what you're trying to get behind the money, and it'll be amazing how the money pops up in the strangest places. Once you realize this and you start to get where, wow, I watched that happen, it actually did, somehow it actually manifested and I got the money to do that thing I wanted to do. Or, yeah, wow, I focused on, I am secure now, I have my security, I'm manifesting my security in divine right order. You find you have money, but a whole bunch of other stuff too. You might even find they have opportunity to move to a neighborhood that doesn't have some of the problems that you have, that you know, feel better in. So look at the emotional thing that you're trying to get underneath it. If we're looking for money or a house to live in, we're looking for security. Some of us want a big pretty house with fancy things and a gold-plated driveway and all that stuff. Now people that are looking for that are trying to tell themselves something. I'm looking to feel important because I feel so insignificant. And the only way I've been taught to know how to feel important, that I've made it, that I'm somebody, is to have all these flashy symbols to show people that I'm important and I'm significant. If you want people to realize you're important and significant, the first thing you need to do is recognize that you are. Because if you don't recognize it, no matter how many fancy things you have stuck to yourself, your being, your house, your car, you're still not going to be perceived as significant to other people. But as soon as you begin to honor yourself and realize you are a manifestation of the face of God, how more significant can you get? Also, if you're carrying ideas where you're looking at people, oh, that's a person, they're smelly and they haven't had a bath in a week and they live under a bridge and they probably have bugs and lice, oh yuck, they're totally useless. If you have the nerve spiritually to label anybody as useless, you will teach yourself some hard lessons about significance, one way or the other. Just because you're rich for 20 years doesn't mean stock market can't crash and everything goes out from underneath you. So these are issues that are behind the money issue, and there are very many of them. You can't just blame it on the black hole guys set up this Metatronic mess, and here we are. As soon as we clear those Merkabas, money's going to fall from the trees. I'm going to get to go manifest my big fancy house to show everybody just how important I always was. See, I told you I was a good person. You need to look at the issues underneath those desires too. All right? Are you desiring something because you want to show yourself you're important? Are you desiring something because you're afraid that people will perceive you as something and treat you badly if you don't toe the line and have symbols that mean certain things to other people? So I want you to know that, because I could feel most people, when you do any kind of workshop on manifestation, you get into this, and the first thing, if you could hear everybody's telepathic thought, the money for, or just the money, the money, the money, you know, it's kind of like doing spiritual backsheesh. When you go into Egypt, bless the people there, they feel so repressed, and they're in such a mind state that for generations they've been taught of how powerless they are, that grown men and women will drag sick babies out on the street to help make you feel sorry for them, and they will chase you around if they see you as a tourist. They were calling me Barbie because of my hair. So, Barbie backsheesh, Barbie backsheesh. It was like, no, my name isn't Barbie backsheesh, thank you. The poor people have got themselves in such a state, and their government has helped a lot to do it as well, that they run around trying to grab money. That's all they think about. But it's funny, because when you listen to not even the thoughts, but if you translated the thoughts in a manifestation workshop, if you took the group shield, right, and just got a general voice, okay, of what was the most thing that everybody wanted to manifest first? Money. It's like saying baksheesh, 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 money. That's cash, I guess, over there, right? That's their word for cash, 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 right? Not even please. They say baksheesh, give me, please, if you're lucky, please. So what I don't want you to do, there's two things I'd like for you to have as your reaction to the experience of playing with these techniques. One of them is to get excited about the potential of what this is and what you can do with this. Another is, I don't want you to get so excited that you disappoint yourselves totally because you're not able to immediately snap your fingers and fix all the money problems and fix all that and the other thing. The biggest issue right now for most people is money, and it's a rope that's tightening around the collective planetary neck right now. It has been a control mechanism that was actually brought here by the Annunaki races. They invented the concept of having things originally were gold coins. What's kind of fascinating about money is the whole concept was about stealing energy from people. The Anunnaki used gold originally because they knew that the element of gold, the elemental gold, could hold and store mana more than other metals. So they created gold coin. They used it on Nibiru as well, and that's why after they depleted their sources of gold there, they began to come here. They learned to use gold for lots of things, and one of them was to suck energy from people, where they would get people into, when they came, and they were on planet for a while, actually in physical, what we would call ET form, people were afraid of them, and many people, humans and things, learned to kind of kiss up. That's where we learned, like, the old art of kissing up to people to get them to not kill us, be nice to us, and hopefully make it so we could survive in a way that was somewhat comfortable. We're still doing it, by the way. It's not as direct as it was then. But every time a human child was born, there was a period, and it was about 75,000 BC that they started playing with this, because they had an occupation period on this planet around 75,000 BC. Wait, 75,000, yeah. I'm trying to count my zeros to make sure I've got them right. Where they were actually the dominating force on the planet, and it was like being occupied. Like right now, Iraqis feel occupied by Americans and Britain's people. Well, the Anunnaki had come here, but they were not as nice as the Americans are being to the Iraqis and things. The Iraqis may have a different opinion. But they came and they actually held us hostage in our own existence. If there was one child born, every time a child was born, there was a gold coin given to the parents. And this is where the idea of tax collectors came around too. That there was a way, and they knew energy techniques back then, there is a way that the parents, if they expected that child to be allowed to live, to grow up, would have to take the gold coin, put it on the child, there's a certain way to use the heart chakra, and literally use it to suck energy, and then to bring that back. There would be a collector that came around and would take the coins and bring them back to the Anunnaki. Now the Anunnaki needed it here because they had trouble with the environment here, with the air and with their bodies sustaining. They knew how to take those gold coins, and through a process that isn't even alchemy, it's kind of like melting it down but knowing what to do with the energy that comes off when you heat something to that level, where they could take the mana out of it. They would often, because they collected so much mana energy from people's bodies doing this to people, that they would build icons of gold to store it for them until they needed it next. And they learned how to use gold, elemental gold, to create a substance that in history, in Egyptian legend especially, became known as white powder gold. They learned to fake the actual stuff, which I won't get into here, that white powder gold is a substance that beings that actually can go through stargates, when you come back, there's a thin film that's left on the skin, and it turns to dust. And people that can't go through stargates can temporarily use a little bit of that to trigger their genetic code to get them through certain low-level gates. So the Anunnaki races were learning to suck energy. They taught us to help them suck energy from us. This is where this whole wacky circulation of money, it didn't start with goats and then goats became gold coins. Humans did barter before that. It was barter-built society, and it was not about, well, this is mine and I want that, so let's do this. The natural state of human culture was we all looked at ourselves as different faces of the same collective being that was the face of God. If somebody needed something, they would get it. we would never let one of our own go suffering, and if we would help them to see how they were manifesting the suffering. As it became more and more occupied in this area, in this planet, with the Anunnaki forces, we progressively were losing our ability to hold our own power so we could manifest personally what we needed. Humans and indigos both got scared because we were feeling our power being shut down. We were losing not only the ability for direct manifestation, we were losing the ability to even provide for food for ourselves, to protect ourselves from being executed by some bunch of wackies running around saying, if you don't do what I tell you to do, I'm going to kill you. You know? So there's this huge karmic thing that we're still seeing the residual of here. We're still living the pattern that was set. So when it comes to the money issue, you're better off not putting the money issue as the first thing you'd like to manifest. If it's security, that's the first most important thing. Something's coming up and you're afraid of losing the place where you can be at home and feel secure. Put out the intention of, I want my home space, my divine right home space, a space where I can be sheltered a bit from the world, where I can keep my bearings, that kind of stuff, in whatever divine right order is. If that's money, fine. I'm not closed to money. I'm open to money. But money is just a means, a conveyor of power. However the universe and my Christos self want to help bring that power to me, or help me to manifest the thing I'm trying to. If money's the way, fine. But leave room for the universe, which is your own higher consciousness, your connection to the universe, to figure out better angles than you can't even see here. There may be easier, better ways for things to manifest in events that have to involve other people and monetary system than you can think of from here, because we can't see up there yet. So what I'm saying is, when we go into this manifestation exercise, be aware of it is a skill, and the first skill in learning to manifest is the mental body, what to do with it, how to mess yourself up or set yourself free once you do learn the manifestation techniques.